Neil Macleod is die hoof van Water and Sanitation by Ethekwini municipaliteit en is grootliks aan sy versienheid en vindingryke denke te danke dat dinge so glad verloop in Ethekwini. Simon gesels met hom in die ateljee oor sy suksesse en hoe hy so doeltreffende en toegewyde span bymekaar gekry het. Wat kan ander munisipaliteite doen om dieselfde funksionaliteit te verwerf?
Neil, thank you so much for joining us here on 50/50. I seem to always be having really great discussions with people from Ethekwini municipality. What are you guys doing right?
I think the environment that we work in allows us to do that because we've had stability. So our political leadership's been the same for the last 15 years, and a lot of the management's been the same. So the level of trust is high, and so we're able to take risks that maybe others wouldn't take.
And there's seems to be that confidence as a result to really inject some fresh thinking into the way that you run the city.
Well, that's because we're facing challenges that nobody else is facing or that nobody else has solved. So we sit with these problems and look around the world and can't find something that's appropriate to our needs, and so we have to go out and find a solution. It's not only in my area of activity, but as you've said, across the city, people are doing that kind of thing. But that's part of that environment that exists within the city.
Now, I know that I've seen handbooks published by the municipality designed for other municipal managers. I know that you sit in an advisory capacity with Johannesburg. Are the other municipalities in the country willing and able to learn from what Ethekwini's done?
It's quite ironic in a way that we do more work with countries outside South Africa than we do with the municipalities in South Africa. We get more requests for assistance and advice from beyond our borders and from within our borders. I'm not exactly sure why it is, but you're right, there's a lot of work that we've done, and we're aware of work that others have done that needs to be shared and is not shared. I think that's part of our problem. We're all trying to solve the same problems, and nobody's sitting down and saying, well, how did you do it, and can I learn from you, or can I take your material? Some have, a few municipalities have, but it's not common.
What sort of other cities have contacted you internationally?
Well, right now I have staff in Bulawayo this week. I've got 4 people helping them with their tariffing, with non-revenue water management, with looking at improving their service levels, dealing with pollution. But we've worked with Mozambique and in Angola and Ethiopia and Kenya, many countries.
So is your sense that inside our borders we could do this sort of knowledge transfer better?
Yes, definitely. The problem, there's two problems though. One is the willingness for people to share or to actually, I suppose, put their pride in their pocket and go and say, what are you doing that I can learn from you? But also we don't have structures in place that allow this to happen very easily. We don't have like a World Bank that's saying, oh, you've got that clever idea or that initiative, can we ask you to share it with this country? South Africa, yet we don't have that. I know people are working on trying to do that, but it doesn't exist.
But surely knowledge should be able to feed up through into the National Department of Environmental Affairs, something like that, to enable that knowledge transfer through? Well,
it should, but there's quite a divide between national and local government in reality. National government's more interested in policy and setting the broad direction, and we're more interested in meeting the needs of individuals where they're at, so it's more localized, individualistic type approach, and they're very different, and you have different people working in the two environments.
If there are 3 or 4 things that Ethekwini do now that you've got working, that you can see work on the ground, that you would love to see transferred across South Africa, what would they be?
Well, some of our technology, for example, free basic water. The free water policy started in Durban in 1996, and that's been taken by government and rolled across the country. So there's an example where they have done it. But we have other solutions, like the way we deal with customers, our call center software. We've written software which enables a call center operation to process calls and keep track of them. We make that available to other municipalities free of charge. You can have a copy. It's not copyrighted or anything. Very few have taken up that offer. We have materials to train teachers and children in schools about water and sanitation and health and the link between the 3 and why you need to wash your hands and that kind of thing. Very little of that has been taken up. We don't get a lot of comeback from other municipalities.
And some of these more innovative, unusual programs, I'm thinking now about, as we saw in the insert, being able to use sewage as a source of compost and, trying to get the phosphates and those sort of things out. Is there a lot of potential to see that rolled out nationally?
We believe so. In fact, internationally. That's one of the issues that we see coming down the line that's going to face the world, that we're running out of phosphorus, that you need phosphorus for agriculture. There's a lot of it in our urine and feces. We also have the reality of a situation where all this pollution from untreated waste is going into our rivers, and we're running out of water. So we're running out of water, we're running out of nutrients. And sanitation is the glue that brings those things together. If you have effective sanitation, you won't have polluted rivers. If you can recover the nutrients, then you can have sustainable agriculture. So the plant that is producing fertilizer from pit toilets, we've patented the idea so that it's protected, but it's available to anybody to use.
Neil, finally, there are dozens of municipal managers watching us right now, thinking, "Sheesh, we could use that in our municipality." Who do they get hold of at Ethekwini?
Well, they'd have to phone me, I guess. And we're very, very happy to work with any municipality. But I wouldn't like that to come across as some kind of arrogant thing. We've got problems that we haven't solved. So maybe in this engagement, we can see how they're solving issues as well. That's what I found. A lot of the solutions we have are other people's ideas from the rest of the world that we've kind of modified for South Africa. Even solutions from the rest of South Africa that we modified for our own purposes. So I think we all stand to gain if we can share our knowledge and our learnings.
Neil, thank you very much for joining us 50-50.
Thanks, pleasure.
Cheers, Tabo.
Dis baie bemoedigend en ons hoop ander munisipaliteite sal hierdie voorbeeld volg en hulle fasiliteite ook verbeter.